Dear Patriot Software's founder, so easy my dog can run payroll, said one of our payroll software customers. That comment sums it up. There's no training required to use our accounting and payroll software. You can learn it in minutes, and you don't need a college degree. Even though our phone number is on every page of our software, 7% of our customers.
So how do you know if you have luck?
Mobbing in the belly smoking moon rocks. Pockets full of mother blue walk. Half an ounce in my Gucci 2 socks. For the summertime, got a new drop. Trapper slash rapper slash bad bitch snatcher. Baby mama man, she said you live like a bachelor. Sold 100 pounds and gave 10% to the pastor church. You know, I've had bad people hit me up about the How to Love Yourself video, saying that video hit different and how they were crying. Numerous amount of people have even messaged me personally like, yo, that video was the one.
Crying.
Yeah.
First.
It's quite a deep topic.
Yeah, there's even a comment here saying, new subscriber, Nero, your video on self-love convinced me you know what you're talking about. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome to the cult, in case you did. I'm fucking with you. Cool. Rule number 4. Remember how to get to your desired reality. What the hell does that mean? Remember how to get to my desired reality? That don't make no sense. If it don't make dollars, don't make sense.
Have a great night. Thank you.
Don't know that song ain't you. What song?
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
I really need you.
I know that. I really know that
If
song.
it don't make dollars, don't make sense. See, wake up like I gotta get it, and I gotta end it from
Trying space, I get money 2 ways, fucking bitches. Yeah, I say,
I think it's cool. Remember how to get to your desired reality. Nero, what do you mean? That's my desired reality. How can I remember? Well, you can. In fact, you already do, and you already have began remembering how to get to your desired reality. Because here's the thing. If your intuition is calibrated to the frequency / state of your desired reality, then your intuition is nothing more than another version of you reminding you how you got to that reality. And that is a bomb. What do I mean by this? Let me explain something. If we see reality over here, this is your world, that is your reality, that is where you are living, your finances, your relationship status, your career, all of that. Reality to the average human being is nothing more than a product of action. Even though action doesn't actually lead to creation unless you believe it does for subconscious level due to the fact that we make the laws of our reality and there are no truths in the reality you experience other than what the subconscious.
Like other brand name drugs, Big Pharma markets mass profit Rexall directly to you as the consumer while hiking prices and blocking competition. Unburden your bank account and see if Max Profit Rexall is right for you today. Don't eat me!
Sepsis true. I actually have a client, shout out Jessica Divine. She was on a session and she said something so beautiful, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. She actually has the belief that the more money she makes, the easier life gets, which is absolutely phenomenal. I think she says, the more money I get, the more I rest. That's her belief, and that is a subconscious belief that she's quite literally seeing as a 7-figure business owner. But you know, most people believe that action means creation, as opposed to action just being a facilitator of energy into existence. Action is very important, but more important than action is action preceded by the right state of consciousness. That's more important. Action is dependent on the mental towards. So your mind might say, oh, take the left today. You know what? Go and talk to this person. Go reach out to this person. Change this. Update your CV. No, go approach that person. Say this, do this. Your mental nudges is dependent on your intuition. And your intuition is dependent upon your frequency, your self-concept, your imagination, your consciousness. All the same thing. Now here's the thing. If the state that you're in is your desired reality, and I've already showed you how to get to that state, if you're already in the state that you possess what you want, so let's say you're in a state of having more clients, more money, more sales, whatever, then your intuition is going to be nothing more than another version of you that exists in another universe, reminding you how you got to that. But you need to have the capability of being able to hear your intuition and execute upon it quickly. See, when there's something you know that you need to do, and it's come out of nowhere, do this, and you know you need to do this, you need to have the capability of executing on that quickly. Because your intuition is fucking useless if you don't capitalize upon it. Because what you're not capitalizing upon isn't intuition. It's the materialization of your desired reality. You see, if your intuition, if your frequency is in the state of your desired reality, if you're living in the state of your desired reality, then guess what? When you have that sales call, or you go for that meeting, or you go to negotiate that deal, if you're already in a state of existence that you've already closed that deal, then your intuition, the mental nudges that your mind gets to you on what to say, how to say, the things not to say, it's going to flow naturally. And it's going to flow naturally because it's coming from another version of you that was already done it, and it's reminding you how you got there. I remember I was having a call with one of my clients, Ethan, a professional football player for Arsenal. And I said to him, how many times before you step on the pitch have you already scored a goal? He was like, what? And I said to him, if you're already in a state of existence of already having scored the goal, then the way that you run, where you run, the speed that you run, the moves that you make, the way you move your feet, it's naturally going to flow because you're going to be reminded of an aspect of you that has already started. You see, but sometimes because if you're calibrated in a wrong state, if you're calibrated to a state that is self-destructive, right, then your intuition is going to reflect another version of you that has been destroyed, reminding you how to walk into your own destruction. So it's paramount that you have the capability of, one, making sure that you're calibrated to being in that state. Then when you're in that state, when mental energies rise, make sure you execute upon them quickly, because what you're executing upon is the collapsing of that reality into your present reality. But here's the thing, for some reason we don't do shit that we know we need to do as quickly as we should. You know No, you don't. Fucking bullshit. The stuff that you know you need to do, and the stuff I know I need to do, the stuff that sometimes I'm like, what have you done? And I'm saying this as a nigga who's wrote a book, works with, you know, some of the best people in the world at what they do, the best entrepreneurs, the best athletes, even the best actors. And I still, even here, I'm like, no, why did you do it?
What's she trying to tell me? What the fuck you doing?
I just like to just hold relax.
Who the fuck is this?
But it's the truth. We need to execute upon our end.
They were going to get kicked the fuck out. Walking around with a fucking blanket on.
Because when you execute upon your intuition, instantly you execute upon your desired reality, and that's real.
Night life.
Someone said, hey, Nero, I've been watching you for a couple months now. I know you're no boxing coach, but I implemented your teaching and knowledge to my training, and fortunately, I've got my first amateur. Congratulations. Spirituality without the ability to control your reality is vanity.
Real talk.
I appreciate you.
Because some niggas would have told you to, you know, drink smoothies and, you know.
A massive healthcare tax hike looms on the horizon. Without action, tax credits that help hardworking Americans afford their health insurance will expire, hiking costs. Tell Congress, hardworking Americans can't weather a massive healthcare tax hike. Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Harbor Freight.
Walk on grass barefoot and change your name. As opposed to just entering a state of consciousness or whatever it is if you want. And it's still doing all the shit that you want to do. It's okay. It's not.
I will be honest. As an occultist, I thought you were one of the scammers. What? I'll be so honest. I will be honest. As an occultist, I thought you were one of the scammers. However, after I read your book, it changes my opinion. Dude, you know what you are doing. Very impressive. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See, you don't realize. So I can talk to you about some shit that you niggas even I understand that. And I have these conversations with people like offline. When people are like, you know about this? I'm like, yeah, I know about this. And they're like, why don't you talk about it? Because there's no practicality in it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we can talk about it, but if it doesn't give somebody the ability to control their reality, then it's vanity. That's the whole point. Because a lot of people will have this information as vanity. There's no point in that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, maybe one day I might make another channel on diving into all these esoteric deep concepts. You know, alchemy and all these type of things. But hey, for the time being, just take over the manifestation again. Which is already done to be done. And see, the reason why if you read my book, if you listen to the things that I say, you hear more people's stories. You hear stuff on the esoteric level.
Hey, cutie pie.
Number 5, treat your current life as a dream. Because you have the capability of treating your current life as if it's your dream life. You won't be able to set into motion the realities out the plans without into actually.
Look, bro. Come on.
And nothing frustrates me more than when I see people spewing out that garbage. But you need to do that. That's just absolutely ridiculous.
take action when you need to take action, but action from the right state of consciousness. You're in a state of relaxation. Relaxation is a state that the Lord wants to take you away from for a multitude of reasons. One, Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Only in stillness will you not. Only in stillness will you know God. And guess what? God wants you to be the opposite of still. God wants you to be restless. And when you're restless, you're opposite from God. And when you're opposite from God, you then descend into hell. They say that hell is eternal separation from God, but God is omnipresent, so you can't be eternally separated from God, because God is everywhere. But in the esoteric occultic side of things, that needs to understand this misalignment of being restless. Because if you're in a restless state of consciousness, then you're far away from God. If you're far, the closer that you are to God, the easier it will be to materialize your desired reality. So when I say God, I don't mean in a religious sense where you have to do these things to be some type of God. I mean for a degree of stillness. Because that stillness is what places you close to the consciousness of God. Because here's the thing, when you're in a state of stillness, technically in your dream reality, your desired reality, you'll probably be relaxed. If you're making the money you want to, you'll probably be relaxed. If you're with the person, you'll probably be able to relax. If you was in that career, you'd probably relax. If you had that promotion, you'd probably relax. So relax. Because you being in a state of relaxation indicates to the universe that you are in your desired reality. But you not being able to relax is an indication that you're restless. And if you're restless, you're separated from your desired reality. The other thing is this. Esoterically, it says in John 3:27, a man can only receive a man cannot receive unless it's given to him from heaven. Heaven is that reflection of consciousness of stillness. So when you're in heaven, you're able to receive heaven on earth, because on earth as it is in heaven, it's as within, as without, as above, so below. It's the same thing, just said in a different way. And then it's about coming to the understanding that when you're in a state of relaxation, your brain waves are calibrated to theta and alpha. Theta and alpha are literally the gates of the subconscious mind. And people want to talk about, my reality doesn't seem to change. It's because you're in a restless state of consciousness and you're actually not being able to relax yourself. You relax yourself by sitting and just doing nothing. Making time to do nothing. Making time to do things that relax you as a priority, as opposed to what life wants to get you to prioritize upon. Because when the door to your subconscious mind, theta and alpha, is open, your mind is forever in a state of being moldable. And when your mind is in a state of forever being moldable, ladies and gentlemen, then you possess the ability to outsmart reality for the second time. She sent me a text, I'll answer her call. She love when I text, they shut me up already. Boy, stop playing, grab my when you're acting not to shy. Baby, hold me, cause I like the way you do. I like to say, what if we kiss and just cut the rubbish.
Made with real fruit and a good source of protein, Yoplait is America's favorite strawberry yogurt. Introducing Blueprint AI, built by designers.